Good afternoon, citizens. Chris here. Hello. Hope you're all doing well. This is a quick check-in as I'm currently packing, about to head off to my final stop-off spot before I head on to Empire, and of course I won't be able to record in my stop-off spot. So I want to say two things. The first is a general see you at Anvil. Have a great time packing. I think the rain looks anywhere between mild to moderate. However, knowing Anvil's weather, that will result in extreme. So bring wet weather gear, spare tunics, trousers, that kind of thing, because you can safely assume that whatever you wear every day, especially on the battles, if we're rolling around from things like strike downs and the like, you will get wet. You don't want to be wearing wet kit all weekend, so make sure you've got spare layers and especially spare socks. Top tip, bring some talcum powder and dry off your feet properly. So if you leave them wet, of course you get your athlete's foot rot. Not going to get gangrene over a weekend, let's be real. But you don't want to get things like blisters and stuff that will totally ruin the vibe. The other thing I wanted to touch on, which is icy, is the wind of fortune that's dropped around the Valorn. It's called The Bones of What You Believe, and I'm not going to do a whole detailed episode on it because, unfortunately, I just haven't got time. However, the highlight of this wind is an OOC note, and I'm just going to quote it here. Essentially, it's around building. It's a great work. If the Great Library of Hessenian is completed, this is a project that's now available to us in Navarre. It will lead directly to a wind of fortune that lays out methods for destroying the Valorn that are not solely reliant on slowly unwinding its power via the Trods. And that's what we've been working off for generations, but OC, the years of Empire we've played, we've always assumed that we could just walk around the Trods until they die. Hence why the Grey Pilgrims in Highguard are such a big deal. However, this will be definitive and comprehensive, this new method. There'll be no remaining hidden or secret methods waiting to be uncovered, and it represents the culmination of generations of in-character work by the Navarre and their allies. Now, the final sentence here is what I really want to talk about. And while it will not be by any means easy or palatable, it will be achievable by player characters in Empire. So, knowing PD, I guess as well as anybody does by playing the game and reading the wiki and following them on Facebook and the like, their idea of not easy really is not going to be easy. And on top of that, the word palatable is used, and it's going to leave a very sore and nasty taste in our mouths to actually get this done. And I think, like, to massively oversimplify things, all PD advancements and plot for the like or achievements, great works, that kind of thing, they just require a huge amount of sacrifice. And on top of that, choosing those options will mean that other ones can't be taken. It's almost like we have some profound decisions to make. Now, what this means for Navarre is twofold. The first is, wow, there we go. This is end game plot now for Navarre. What's going to happen next? Once we destroy the Valorn, that's our big shtick. Of course, we'll start, backing up the rest of the Empire, or start rebuilding our nation, our own empire, and maybe down the line, it'll be, I say, own empire, rebuilding a Terranale-like nation that historically was its own empire, and maybe further down the line, Navarre is trying to secede from the empire itself. Who knows, right? That's years and years. I mean, decades of game time in the future that I don't think we'll actually get to physically with profound decisions. Empire LARP game. I think, looking at Maelstrom, Odyssey for the like, we might have another, depending on how popular this is, 5 years. However, of course, I am extrapolating this majorly, and you know what? Matt P could turn around, conduct shotgun in hand, and say, "No, Chris, actually, this is just going to go on forever, and we've got loads of plot to back it up for the next 20 years." At which point, I will also celebrate. That's great. But anyway, fundamentally, this is starting to end the plot arc for Navarre's Forlorn problem, which is fucking cool. However, the flip side of this is for something so profound, something so major, the price is going to be astronomical. And I don't know what your personal thoughts are, but mine are that there could almost be a Navarre only conjunction, not skirmish, but main battle, where the rest of the empire for one of the major battles in the next few years, they all come as forlorn husks and the like, and there's a huge battle where all the Navarre need to do is get a thing into the center and blow it up, kind of like carrying a nuke to the center of it and detonating it, for example. But the result of that will be a tremendous loss of Imperial lives, as essentially our lives are traded for time on this theoretical battlefield. Waves and waves of Lorn husks coming at us, and we're fighting with something bigger than our own existence, our own lives. And then on top of that, on a campaign level, tens of thousands of Navarre signing up to new armies, for example, or militias, and then just dying in the Forlorn spawn miasma. Or it could be something entirely non-military. It could be a major magical ritual that we have to invade the fuel for example, and cause another major war with only our only regional ally at the moment. I think there's a lot of things, and how they'll be positioned is that if Navarre go for this, and of course we will, because the spiritual threat of the Forlorn and frankly the Navarre arc, we will be pushing for this so hard. I think it'd be surprising if we don't get it. However, the cost to the Empire as a whole is going to be horrendous. It'll trigger other war fronts, famines, droughts, and the like across the Empire. A huge hit to people's personal resources and the like. I think it's going to be catastrophic to actually pull this off. But if you've got any thoughts on how you think this will turn out, I would love to hear them. DM me, dump them I think I'll post this on Facebook as usual, and feel free to leave something in the comments below. Because more than anything, I'm just interested to see, and not even just see, but how do you think PD will answer the question of how hard can we fuck Navarre to get this opportunities? And I think that's going to be a very entertaining thing to see in about a year's time, because just skim reading it at the moment, it's relatively expensive. So 50 Wains of White Granite, 40 of Weirwood, 30 of Mithril, that's a lot. However, it's given the opportunity it's going to create, then I think we'll find those resources quite easily. Navarre as a nation will reach deep into their pockets and fund this, I hope. And it's going to take a year to complete. So we've got a year of very exciting froth before we actually get to doing it. But anyway, that is all I wanted to say for this episode. Again, feel free to approach Lindir IC. I mean, IC Lindir's got no clue what's going on in Anvil or the politics, but he'll be excited by this. He does have an interest in Terranale ruins. He's been out to Sarengrave quite a bit, so he will have some idea of what the significance of this is and how we can do it. But yeah, this is going to be a spicy event. So, well, I suppose if you're turning up on the Thursday, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more days. 4 more days. Gosh. Right, I'm going to go pack. I'll see you all in 4 days.